guys who combined to play 15 seasons in the National Football League trenches. Well, 2 guys. And Mackey, who didn't do shit. This is the O-Line Committee.
Oh, when Jeremiah is away, the Rhino and Magadak will play today.
That's right. Ding him. First of all, give him that ding.
Dude, you know what? I don't think he was going to tell us. He knew that he's been in Colorado with his family. He knew his internet's shitty for like 5 days. And he tells us like 3 hours ago, hey guys,
I don't think I can do it.
I don't think I'm not sure I can make it. The internet's not great here. And I said, what about your phone? What about you? He goes, I don't have reception. I don't think the Wi-Fi's not that good. So you and I are going to get canceled potentially.
That's fine.
Without
That's
the
fine.
adult in the room.
I am totally fine with this. I am all about this. It was, first of all, he's missing such a great week. Football's back officially. It was great. I was watching guys pick up twists. I was watching all the boys in the gym. Texted almost all of them. I have like 3 more guys left to watch. I apologize. I had to go home. Check this out. I had to go home to Ohio, and I love my father-in-law, right? I just did my father-in-law's. I get there, and I'm like, hey, that's okay. I was talking to my wife. I go, hopefully Gary likes to watch football, which, Gary likes to watch football, but baseball is a sport. And she starts kind of laughing, and she's like, yeah, good luck with that. I'm like, it's okay. I'll be able to watch the game by myself in his place. Totally cool. We get there. He goes, hey, by the way, TV's busted. I go, you got to be fucking kidding me. He's like, yeah, it won't even turn on. I go,
oh, no.
Okay, that's cool. He goes, it's all right. We got one up he's got like this little weight room in the back. I go, all right, well, we'll just go in there. I go in there. He doesn't have the NFL network. And I was like, what do you mean you don't have?
Gare.
I go, what do you? I started like hyperventilating. I was like, you mean to tell me we got there Thursday. I didn't get to watch anything until Sunday. I was so heartbroken. But when I got home, I watched everything. I watched all the boys play. I was so excited with how everybody in this gym played this year's first game. Football's back. I am officially fucking excited. I know I can't control myself, Mackie. I'm sorry.
I'm actually gonna ding you here because I don't know what this fine is, but a 10-year NFL vet, his closest family needs NFL Network. This is on you, dude.
They didn't know football existed.
This is not on Gary.
No. Listen, they didn't know football existed until we got married. They were like, what is this sport called football? And I was like, what? And they were like, seriously, what are you guys doing out here? They're all baseball.
We're a baseball
family. And I'm softball. And I was like, this is a pigskin. It's made out of dead pig. Okay. And there's guys that will kill each other to have it. And they're like, I think they think we're like barbaric sometimes, but it is what it is. He's learned a lot. You know what? He's went to a lot of games too. I was very proud of him. Sat in the nosebleeds at Heinz Field. I don't know if they call it Heinz Field. But yeah, dude.
I think it is. I think it's still Heinz Field.
Dude, the best was, I remember playing in that game. I was playing Cam Hayward. It was a fucking great game. And I remember looking all the way up, and I saw them against the fence at the very top. And I don't know how I saw them, but I remember seeing them and waving to them, and they waved back. And I was like, this is awesome. Like, this is so cool.
Well, they were the only when you're with the Niners, I'm assuming.
Oh, no, dude. The Niners travel extremely well. I don't know if you know that, but they travel.
They do. Actually, Steelers
better than
and
anyone.
Niners fan.
Oh,
I was going to say, it's probably a sea of mustard colored jerseys, and then
there was red. That's exactly what it was. Yeah. It was like, oh, there they are. They see the red. Okay. I felt bad though, man. They were way up there.
Well, we got to get them NFL Network. I don't know what you're doing.
I'll talk to Gare about that. Yeah,
change your priorities here. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do some mics. We're bringing back Who's the Mic because we have actual game things to react to.
Let's go.
So if you're new to the podcast here, welcome in. It's the O-Line Committee. We got the Rhino Alex Boone. I'm Phil Mackey. Usually Jeremiah Sirles, our third guy here. He's big family trip every August, so he's back next week. And Who's the Mic, where we identify the biggest things on our mind around the football world each week. And I have at least 2 or 3 mics to throw at you to react to.
Let's go.
Starting with Jerry Jones. So
Jerry.
This whole, there's the Micah Parsons contract dispute has been lingering here. I don't know if this is even, I saw this clip on Get Up this morning on ESPN from a Netflix documentary premiere event last night. So apparently there's going to be like a history of the Cowboys with Jerry Jones thing on Netflix coming out. So there was a big red carpet event, and Jerry Jones was there last night, soaking up the media attention.
You don't say.
And he was asked about the Cowboys' impact on pop culture over the decades that he's been the owner. I'm going to read you his answer. And we're all kind of wondering, like, It's been since 1995, the last time the Cowboys went to the NFC Championship game.
30 years.
30 years.
30.
Every other NFC team has at least been to the NFC Championship game since 2010. The Bears are the last team not named the Cowboys to get there. So it's every other NFC team since 2010, then 15 years of gap, and the last time the Cowboys went to the NFC Championship game.
Do you realize there's kids in the NFL that have never seen the Cowboys be good? They're playing in the NFL, and they were like, hey, the Cowboys are good. And they're like, no, they're not. They've never been good my entire life. They're playing in the NFL, and they're like, they've never been good my entire life. So I can't wait to hear what Jerry said. Go ahead.
Micah Parsons was born 4 years after the Cowboys last went to their NFC Championship game. So,
Crazy.
why can't they win at a higher level? So Jerry Jones, responding to the pop culture impact question, says, quote, I do believe if we're not being looked at as a franchise, then I'll do my part to get us looked at, to get us attention. The Cowboys are so popular 365 days a year. When it gets slow, I'll stir it up. It's wonderful to have great athletes, the great players, but there's something more there with the Cowboys. There's a sizzle, there's emotion, there's controversy. And that controversy is good stuff in terms of keeping and having people's attention. So, dude, I've been sitting here for like a month trying to figure out what is the logical explanation for why you wouldn't just give your 26-year-old edge rusher the bag. Like, there's no football reason. Okay, so he has a podcast, but like he's not a cancer guy in the locker room. It's just a cut and dry. You pay guys like Micah Parsons. What is the logical reason why not? He just gave the answer. He loves the fact that people are going to controversy means more than winning to Jerry Jones.
That's just him right here. I mean, dude, at some point you have to look back, and he has done this with every big name player on his team. I remember when he did it to Zach Martin, and we were like, this is a joke, right? Like, he is one of the greatest guards to ever walk through any football doors, and you're making this dude like almost get down and kiss the ring. This is weird. He just told us why, right? I love a little controversy. Why? Because there's not a lot to talk about right now. It's preseason. There's not a lot going on. But at the same time, it kind of tells you, too, number one, we're going to get this deal done, right? Micah's obviously going to stay here. He's not going anywhere. I wouldn't even be surprised if Jerry was like, the minute that he asked for the trade and went public, Jerry was like, oh, it's working. God, here we go again. It's going to just, here's Jerry, right? Stirring. Everyone's like, can you believe this going on? But the problem that I have with this is at some point, this is a little dysfunctional. And this is kind of why you haven't been there for 30 years, right? The dysfunction of liking this controversy of like, oh, what's going on over here instead of actually just playing ball, right? Like doing it the Belichick way or doing it the McVay way, which is like, hey, two totally opposite sides, but both of them hate chaos, right? Like the people that feed on this the most, I feel like, are the Philadelphia Eagles. They're probably like, okay, they're stealing our shit. They're starting to take a little bit of what we do, but the problem is they're not good at it. We are. We're built for this. They're not. Jerry's just running the show. And at some point you have to think, this is exactly why it's gone like this for 30 fucking years, right? I mean, dude, the chaos that we see, I can't imagine behind the scenes if he's actually like in the locker room stirring shit up, going nuts, pissing people off, because he's right. What did they used to say? Like, bad news is still news. No, what is the old saying? Like,
bad publicity is still good publicity, right?
Yeah, like that's what they used to say, because your name's still being talked about, right? Like you're still being thrown out there, and people are still having an opinion about whether it's Jerry Jones or whether it's the Dallas Cowboys, it's the brand or it's him. Like, dude, this whole thing, number one, it makes sense. I'm not surprised to hear him. He'll say fucking anything. And at some point you have to say, he's great at what he does, right? Like, I don't condone this shit, but he's great at what he does, right? And it's insane how it works, because he's kind of right. Like, you're still talking about the Cowboys. They're still one of the most valuable franchises, even though they still haven't done shit for 30 years. And even though he's the owner, someone's like, if you had to sell this team, it would be in the range of what, 10 billies? Like, well, you're going fucking nuts, right?
You nailed the valuation thing. But hold on. Like, when you say he's great at this or he's the best at this.
Oh, he's amazing.
It depends on what this is. Like, what is the this that
building the brand. He's right, though. He's talking about how you're always going to talk about us, whether it's good or bad. What are you talking about? The Cowboys, baby. Boom. There's our brand.
And that is first of all, you nailed the valuation according to, well,
is
this might be
billions?
Higher now, but
probably
the last valuation that I saw was $10 billion.
Oh, there you go.
And the Rams are 7.6, Patriots 7.4. So actually, here's this is a couple years outdated. but the Cowboys, who haven't been to an NFC Championship game in 30 years, and the Patriots, by the way, two big media markets too, Boston, Dallas, so like market
Boston's
size is big.
Huge, yeah.
But the Patriots, who had a 20-year dynasty with Brady and Belichick. So the Patriots built their brand through winning but being boring. The Cowboys built their brand through being wildly exciting and controversial and in the headlines, but winning nothing at a high level. And the Cowboys team valuation is $10 billion, and the Patriots team valuation is $7.5 billion, which is still great. But
it's amazing.
Like not winning championships, but being in the headlines makes your franchise. That is the measurement that he cares about more than the 6 Super Bowl rings that the Patriots collected.
He's leaving an empire to his kids, and he's not wrong for it, right? He's doing an amazing job. It's almost like, and I obviously don't condone this guy either, but what Vince McMahon did with the WWE, right? Like, he's great at selling what it is. And it's this league of football players that at times it's going to be super exciting, and Jerry's going to get up there and it's going to be a rah-rah speech. And at times they're going to lose and they're going to fail you in the worst opportune times. Or we're going to take a knee or run the quarterback draw at the last time or the last play of the game. And then all of a sudden we can't spike the ball, and it's a mess, right? Like, it's total dysfunction, but people love everything before that because Jerry can sell the shit out of it. And all of a sudden we can bring these guys in here and look what we can do with Dak and now CD and all of a sudden George Pickens. And you talk about these guys and it's like, this is going to be an amazing year until it's like, oh shit. And then the year hits and everything goes down. And then all of a sudden Jerry's mad at everybody and he's on top of everybody. It's crazy how the cycle just continuously goes like this. But you're right, the valuation of the team is like, if you own this team, you're the number one in the NFL. Like, it's got to be the number one NFL team, right?
It is. It's number one in terms of just value. But if you were were a player in the locker room, or you were Micah Parsons and your owner, you already know kind of where he leans on this stuff, but he literally says the quiet part out loud, which is, hey, if we're not, he literally says, if we're not being looked at, or if I could translate it, if we're not in the headlines, I will do my part to get us in the headlines. When it gets slow, I'll stir it up. Controversy is good stuff in terms of keeping people's attention. If I'm on that team, or hell, if I'm like Brian Schottenheimer and I'm getting my first ever head coaching job, and I just want to like win games and have all my best players on the field, I don't know if I could do it, man. Like, I don't know if I could work.
Listen. It's hard with the dysfunction part of like the chaos of contracts that goes on with Jerry world. But at some point I'd be like, okay, I could do this. Like, you're right. We do have a massive brand here. And if we end up just winning a little bit, we can get guys to come here and buy on board. And maybe we just tell them straight up, like, hey, the old man's a little psycho, right? Like, he's going to push you a little bit. He's going to mess with you. He's going to fucking pay you. Don't worry. Just don't engage, right? Don't engage. Don't bother him, and you'll get your money. Just do that. But yeah, man, the problem is, too, they're in such a division, right, between Washington and Philadelphia. And I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I do think New York's going to be tough this year. I think the Giants are going to be tough, and I think that division is going to be fucking electric. I'm excited for it, and that's where it's like, Jerry, this dysfunction can't continuously happen every week because your division has gotten so competitive that they need to focus on fucking football. Like you said, Mackey, we can't focus on all this bullshit controversy, right? Like, all of a sudden it's slow and Jerry's going to say some stupid shit, and then it gets really fucking busy, but the stupid shit didn't go away, right? People just continuously keep pressing on it and pressing on it. It's also, too, like, if you're going to pay Micah, why not pay him now so he can be a part of the team, so that he can jump into everything, so that he can be going 100%, so that when we hit week 1, we can roll. It's going to be another tough year. Philly should be tough this year. I expect Washington to be fucking tough. I expect the Giants to come out with their defense and be fucking tough. Like, you need to get going right now. And we've said it for, I mean, how many fucking months have we said this about the Bengals that would drive us nuts? Is that they would always start out like 0-3, and you'd be like, dude, you're too far behind now, right? And now you're clawing your way out when you could just be kind of walking around like, oh, it's great. Meh. Like, it's so hard to claw your way through this. And then when your owner's like, oh, you know what? No, it's talking about us. Guess what? Guess what I did? It's like, oh God, shut the fuck up. Well,
I'm glad you brought the Bengals up too, because both organizations, totally different personalities of owners, but both organizations have these quarterbacks. Like, so you got Joe Burrow, who I think is one of the 3 or 4 best quarterbacks in the league.
For sure.
Dak Prescott's not on that level, but Dak Prescott was second in MVP voting 2 years ago, and he's in his prime, and he's a really good quarterback. And, you know, you're trying to win with those guys right now. And you got teams you're trying to catch. Baltimore over here in the AFC North, and Philadelphia just won the Super Bowl. You're trying to catch those teams, get
And now
back
you got
healthy,
Washington
start hot.
on your heels. Yeah, dude.
But both owners are sitting there saying, pay these edge rushers. No, Micah Parsons, we're gonna drag this out until week one.
Collusion?
And same thing with the Bengals.
Is this collusion
just get
going
your best
on right
players
now?
in training camp.
I mean, think about it, dude. This is like 2 years ago. It was we're going to hate on the running backs. Now it's we're going to hate on the edge rushers. And you know what they always lean on is, oh, well, he signed a contract. And it's like, this guy has clearly outplayed his fucking contract, right? Like, him not on this field right now is going to hurt us more than anything. Like, our cap down the road can be what it is. And that's why at times I kind of like the mindset of a GM. It's like, right now is all that matters. And you're like, it's easy. Right now, all that matters is we need to put in 100% of what we're doing. When you're not paying your best players to be on the field and their leadership to be out there and them to be pushing the bar as fucking hard as they can, you are fucking everybody on that team, right? Like, one of the greatest things I used to love was our D line was ruthless. They were fucking vicious. So when you played them, they made you tougher. When you don't put Micah Parsons out there, you're making Dallas's O-line weaker. You're basically saying, like, fuck you guys. I could be making you better. I could put the best player in the NFL on this field right now, and he could be out here beating your ass and talking to you and telling you what you're doing wrong, and we could be watching this. But instead, I'm going to run my fucking mouth over here about how this guy needs to be here and do this. And it's like, just pay the dude so we can move on. Same thing with Trey, right? Like, the minute you pay him, you can put him up there with the offensive line that needs work on pass pro and have him just working the shit out of them and being this leader that they can be. It is quite annoying, to be honest with you.
And by the way, too, like, a defense, even in practice and preseason games, that Bengals defense, it'd be nice to gain some confidence in August and September after
you're going to need, dude, offensively. Did you see that offense? Holy shit. They did, dude. They literally picked right up where they left off. They were like, wait a minute, scored 4 touchdowns in 2 drives. Got it. Like, I was like, wait, what is going, dude? The toe taps that are going. I was like, this is going to be election. Then their defense got out there and I was like, oh God, make it stop. Oh, God.
Well, might help to not play hardball with your 2 edge rushers. But,
just pay him. Just pay. And that's another thing. Like, he knows his leverage because he's like, without me, this happens. With me, this may not happen, right? That's the leverage. I love his
he probably
stay with it.
Trey probably wants to sit out 2 more preseason games in a joint practice to be like, yeah, see? Now how much
what's
am I
the
worth?
number at?
Am I worth $40 million now?
40?
Huh?
Every week it's going up another $1 million a year. Okay. Like,
back to the NFC East. My next mic for you is Landon Dickerson and the Eagles.
Yep.
So, all right, I'm just gonna. You tell me. I think I know what you're gonna say, but you tell me if I'm being an alarmist here. So Landon Dickerson, he left practice. Now it was the way it was framed on like Sunday was he's being carted off the field.
And I hate when they say that. That's so nervous.
Need for training camp. You need context because a lot of times these are sprawling, big ass like multiple fields, and yeah, like you're gonna cart everyone off so they don't have to walk 200 yards back into the practice facility. But it is a meniscus injury. And he will undergo a quote-unquote minor procedure in hopes to be back for week 1. So you're down one of the best guards in the NFL.
Right.
They win the Super Bowl, but they lost. So they're now down Landon Dickerson, at least. And if he's back healthy, okay, we'll see. Becton signed with the Chargers. Mm-hmm. 2 key pass rushers, boom, boom, gone. You lost. Now you have 2 great young cornerbacks that you drafted, but you lost Slay and Isaiah Rodgers, who were in your mix last year. And Saquon Barkley is coming off an historic workload that usually leads to running backs.
Don't say that.
I'm not saying the Eagles are going to be like missing the playoffs, but is that division more open than maybe people have? Now people are saying Washington, but kind of feels like the stew for the Eagles is a little messy here with this Dickerson injury. Am I too alarmist?
No, I'm not worried. Not at all. I'm not really. I mean, number one, Coach Stoutland is one of the best in the world at what he does, coaching offensive line. I have a guy from my gym, Holland Pierce, is there. He is playing. He was playing the backup guard this week at right guard. It's funny because when Mekhi left, obviously everybody knows that Mekhi is like 6'9", 365. Holland is 6'9", 345. And so the minute they drafted him, I was like, well, I guess we know where he's going. And so I was watching him in the game playing right guard, and I was like, this is so weird. But just watching his technique and how much he's already learned and talking to him about Coach Stoutland and how he is in the rooms and how Coach Stout kind of sets the bar. And I was like, dude, he's probably on your ass a lot. He's like, dude, every single day. And I was like, it's because he's a great coach, right? Like, that's what makes great coaches. So there's this love-hate relationship, and it's fun because talking to these guys and seeing their personalities with these coaches, it really sets in now how these coaches have kind of adapted, because Holland does say, like, dude, Coach Stout is an awesome dude. Like, as much as he sets the bar, he is a really cool dude. And I'm like, see, they're great dudes, right? They're going to set this bar extremely high, but as soon as the meeting's over, they become like your dad or your best friend, right? Like, you're just somebody you can lean on a lot. But that's why I'm not so worried about that room, especially, right? They're very talented players in that room. They still have the best tackle in the league in Lane Johnson, probably one of the best tandems with him and Jordan Mailata. Talk about Cam Jurgens in the middle, who's probably one of the best centers right now. And then all of a sudden you say, hey, listen, Tyler Steen's probably going to fill that right guard spot. But if he doesn't, there's enough talent on that team that they're going to be okay, especially because as much as everyone thinks Saquon might not have a historic year, I still think he's going to be tough as shit. And I think everyone still sleeps on Jalen Hurts. So I do think that Philly runs that division until somebody proves otherwise, until somebody comes out and punches them in the mouth, or until I see somebody stand up that offensive line on a wide zone, because I haven't seen that shit for years.
Yeah. They also might have – I was watching – is it Tanner McKee, that quarterback they drafted a couple years ago, their backup quarterback, just carving up preseason and practices. They just – man, they lose talent out the door and just like throw talent back into the rotation.
It's amazing.
Draft and develop and coach and everything.
You can tell they're really good coaches because their draft picks have always been really good. And historically, they're phenomenal coaches over there because they fucking set the bar every single day. And they are not afraid to get after you. The mentality there has always been the same. If we're not winning, we're fucking sucking. Like, you can tell that Philly is a proud city. But when you talk about the Eagles, like, dude, I think about watching them with Andy Reid. Like, dude, they were always fucking tough as shit. And it's fun to play there too. That's for sure. I don't know. We should go on some more road trips.
I mean, the last time, when Purple Daily, actually it was before Purple Daily. This was the old Mackey and Judd radio show on ESPN Twin Cities.
1500, right?
Yep. The Vikings played, it was the year after you were in Arizona, but they went to the NFC Championship game in Philadelphia.
In Philly.
And we had a couple things happened. Number one, we had Vikings fans show up, and we warned them, wear your Viking stuff in those tailgate lots at your own discretion.
Don't.
Like, literally, Eagles fans are throwing full bottles of beer at Vikings fans. And so we had a big kind of sparring back and forth with their sports radio stations all week. Eagles just absolutely boat raced the Vikings.
Yep.
And we had a 4-hour, it was a 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. show. And the next morning, and we said, listen, man, like, if there's Eagles fans that are trolling this show this morning, phone lines are open. You can say whatever you want to us. And it was like 4 hours of Sal in, East Philadelphia or whatever, calling in and just dumping,
giving it to you, fucking giving it to you. Oh, absolutely. I remember,
but amazing fans.
I mean, I will say this: one of the greatest experiences between there, Seattle, Kansas City was amazing. Like, there's some places that you go that you're like, this is really cool. I remember when we left there in Philly, and they were throwing shit at our buses, like beer bottles and batteries, and it was like, these motherfuckers don't mess around. I'm trying to think what year that was. Was that 11? May have been 11 or 12. Dude, it was insane. And I remember thinking, this is one of the greatest experiences of my life. Like, this really, Oakland, back when Oakland was Oakland, like, and I was playing for the Niners and they fucking hated us. That was another place that they just beat the shit out of our fans. It was terrible. Fucking terrible.
Dude, it's oh man.
It's a mess.
Some of the upper deck of some of those stadiums is a little too much for me.
Little too much. We should go on some road trips though. We should check it out.
Be kind of fun. One more mic for you here, just for fun. Then we'll get to some dumb football questions.
Football.
What's your reaction to Jacksonville Jaguars kicker Cam Little, my mic here, shattering the organized game record with a 70-yard made field goal in a preseason game?
Do it for the brand, Brody. When he hit that field goal, I was like, wait a minute. What the fuck just happened? First of all, it wasn't your normal
with room to spare, right?
It wasn't your normal 70-yarder that was like a line drive, like out of a howitzer. It was straight up cleared fucking the upper deck before anybody could even put a hand on it. The ball boy catches it and kind of looks at the ref like, yeah, that shit just happened. It was insane. Safe to say that kid clearly has a job for the next 10 years. No matter what happens, he will have a fucking job. But to shatter the record with 4 yards and still have room to spare is fucking incredible. I just couldn't believe the loft. As soon as he hit it, I was like, oh, that's a little high. And it just kept going and going. And I was like, oh my fucking God. They're building them like robots, Mackey. I swear to God, between the offensive linemen, I was watching the Bengals game and I was watching our Marius Mims, and I was like, seriously, where are they building these motherfuckers? They are built out of marble. They are like machines. I don't even know where they're coming from anymore, but they're fucking, you got a kicker kicking 70 yards the size of my 11-year-old son. I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? This is insane. Booted the shit out of, so excited for him too. Clearly going to win that job.
Yeah, but you know what kind of sucks about it? It doesn't really count.
Still, the fact that he did it,
it's not really going to be acknowledged in the record books. It'll be something that people, if they remember that it happened, if that record doesn't get broken by him or somebody else in 5 or 10 years, it'll be, was it 65 or 66? I think it's 66 is the record right now. And people are going to still say 66 is the record. And then once in a while, somebody will be like, didn't like a Tennessee Titans, or was it the Jaguars kicker in a preseason game? Or was it the Texans? I can't remember. Some obscure AFC
catching
team.
Strays? Why do the Titans catch strays here? Listen, here's what's going to happen. You have officially just let your coach know that if you're 70 yards out, I can hit that fucking ball. And guess what? It's going to happen in the season. Like, there's going to be a time where it's 4th and 1, and they're like,
especially for the Jaguars. Like, what else do you have going on?
Not only that,
Lawrence, all right.
That just lets your team know, like, hey, I can hit from this range. And the minute, I'm not kidding you, the minute that they get in that range and it's 4th and 2, hell, it could be 4th and inches. They're going to be like, kick it right now. I want to see him do it again. Like, everybody wants to see this motherfucker do it again.
Dude, right before the half, the best time to do it is at the end of the second quarter, right?
Done,
or if you have to do it for a game winner and you're deciding, do we have a better chance to make a 70-yard field goal or land a Hail Mary in someone's arms, right?
Right.
And the Jaguars
let's go.
Choose
let's
the 70-yarder. So
I thought it was awesome. Good for you, dude. Seriously, one of the coolest things. 70 fucking yards. 70. It's just fucking insane.
Jacking it. All right, time for some dumb football questions here.
Oh boy.
Presented in part by KW Outdoor Solutions. I want to shout out for our Twin Cities audience here. KW Outdoor Solutions is here to help with exterior cleaning services that can just make either your home or your workplace look better, maybe preserve the longevity, or just increase the value as well. And they also clean both interior and exterior windows. So check them out, whether it's a one-time deep clean or part of a recurring maintenance plan. KW Outdoor Solutions can make your windows shine. If you mention that you heard about KW Outdoor Solutions on either the O-Line Committee or Score North, you get a 10% discount off your first service. Learn more at kwouttdoorsolutions.com. kwouttdoorsolutions.com. Also, all week long with our Score North podcast, and O-Line Committee is a friend of Score North. So Purple Daily, Mackey and Judd. This is our annual Power of Sports auction benefiting the Courage Kenny Rehabilitation Institute. So Courage Kenny works with children and adults who experience life-altering injuries or disabilities, and they offer innovative rehab therapy, physical, occupational, speech, people who've been paralyzed, people who've had strokes, whatever it may be, getting you back to whatever that level of normal is. And we asked the audience to help us raise $20,000 this week over on Purple Daily. And you've already helped us get to $13,000. So shout out. Appreciate you. We have a bunch of things available to buy or bid on at scorenorth.com/bid. That's SKORnorth.com/bid, including if you want to get with the Purple Daily crew and a Justin Jefferson and Harrison Smith autograph, that's up for auction right now. If you want to hang out with myself and a Gopher football suite against Buffalo for the opener on Thursday, August 28th, that's up for buy it now right now. So scorenorth.com/bid. You can also just straight up donate if you're feeling generous. So appreciate the audience for helping us with a good cause, Booney. By the way, you're welcome to come hang out with us at a Gopher football game too. If you're looking for, just a high level of college football that you don't get by watching your Buckeyes. So
that would be awesome. By the way, I know we didn't talk about this, but I have to say this real quick. I had a mic this week, and it was going to be that Micah Parsons was talking about going to the Rams. All of a sudden, Aaron Donald's name got brought up, and I was just like, "Wait a minute, holy shit!"
Back?
Yeah, well, didn't you see that? He tweeted out and was like, if the Rams trade for Micah, he was like, I would think about coming out of retirement. And I was like, holy shit,
Can you
dude.
imagine?
If I were the Rams, well, that was my whole thing, was like, if I was the Rams, if I'm fucking 100% calling over Jerry, what do you want? I'm not even kidding you. You want 1, 2, 3, 4 first rounders? What do you want? I don't give a fuck. You can have them all. Take them all. Aaron, you're coming back in. Like, Aaron Donald beat the shit. Oh my God, dude.
How old is Aaron Donald now? Like, if he decided to really, I'm sure I doubt
he's probably
he's
33.
A couch potato.
Okay.
I'm saying he's clearly like kept himself in some semblance.
Oh
shape,
yeah,
right?
for sure.
He's 34 now.
34.
He's 34.
Still young as fuck. Could easily go out there and do it. Just.
And he's only been gone for 2 years. He missed last year. He's only been gone since last year. Got 20 and a half sacks in 2018 from the interior. Just ridiculous.
I'm telling you right now, dude was for real. And to be fair, I was the first person to see him on the field, which was great in his start, which is awesome.
Like in a regular season game?
Yeah, I played against him in his first start on Monday night in St. Louis. It was amazing.
Did you know after that game that this
I knew before the game because he had played 6 plays. They had 6 plays of him. That was it. 6. But the problem was 4 of them were versus Logan Mangans when Logan was with the Bucks, right? And so I had idolized Logan when he was with New England. Like, I was a huge Logan Mangans fan, right? And Matt Light, like, I loved all those guys in New England. And so I remember turning on the tape because they were like, hey, their first rounder is going to start this week versus us, Boone, and you got to be ready for him. Because they only played on the right and left at the time, and they had Michael Brockers on the other side, and he played on the left. And so they were like, Aaron's going to play on the right. And so I was like, okay, cool. So I turned up these 3 plays, and one of them was like fucking him picking Logan Mangans up and dropping him on his face. And Logan was a bad dude. Like, Logan on field goal one time, somebody tried to jump over the center. He stood up and clotheslined the guy in the face, and like the dude did a total flip backwards. And like, I mean, Logan was crazy. And to see somebody pick him up, like physically picked him up off the ground and like body slammed him, I was like, this motherfucker's for real. And everybody was like, oh, there's no question. This dude's going to be the next motherfucker. And I remember playing him several times, and he would just stare through you. Like, he was just always thinking. You could tell he was constantly thinking about what was going on in front of him. And he was, I mean, dude, next level shit. We had some intel in my camp that he was early on, because I was like, man, I wonder what kind of a player he is. So someone in my camp went out and got some intel, and they were like, dude, word on the street is this dude watch more film than anyone. Like, he knows everything about your stance, your set, the way you put your hand in the ground. So like, going against him, we had to be very militant, and it had to always look the same. It's so hard because at times you're like quivering, right? Like, you're like the greatest in the world, and you're putting your hand down, and he's just looking at you, and you're like, I'm okay.
So he would know based on like your setup or your body language if it was a run or a pass, or
like we had heard that he would tell by like the gap between me and the center what I was doing, if my hand was all the way in the ground, how much pressure was in my hand, were my heels up, were my heels down, was my stance too wide, was my stance too narrow, like all these things. And then one year they had a tell on us whether it was run or pass, and so we didn't know what the tell was. And so every time Laurinaitis would put his hand up, it was pass, and I was like, how the fuck are they knowing this? Like, we would get up and everybody would line up and nobody would look anywhere. And at one point we were like, the call is not even going to be the call. Like, everybody knows the call. We're just going to say random shit to try and get them off. But they always fucking knew. And so after
was it like one guy giving something away, or was it more like
it was one guy. And so what happened was, the whole game we're all trying to figure out who is the one guy giving it away. And so everyone thinks it's me, because they're like, you're the tackle playing guard and you're giving everything away. And so like, we kept going through all these pictures, and I'm like, my stance is the same. And the coaches are like, yeah, it's the fucking same. Like, I don't know what it is. And so after the game, we ended up, we still beat him. We go up to him, and I'm like, I got talking to Laurinaitis, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, how did you know everything? And he's like, it's like, Frank, Frank looks around when it's a pass. He goes, when it's a run, he goes, Frank looks straight ahead.
I'm surprised he told you.
Oh, I forget how he told me. I think we had all kind of went and been like, it's Frank. Frank's giving something away. And so I had went to him and was like, what's Frank doing that he's giving it away? And I think he was like, dude, he's looking around everywhere. Like every time it's a pass, all he does is look like, who's the fourth element? And I was like, shit. I was like, motherfucker. But yeah, man, they're
So what's
smart.
this, by the way, this happens. You're a softball guy. This happens in baseball all the time with pitchers.
Oh yeah.
Where a pitcher will like be doing something that tips off. He'll flare his glove when he's trying to grip a breaking ball or like a splitty or something. And sometimes like if the teams are done playing each other for the year, you know, a guy on the opposing team might tell him like, hey bro, just so you know, like you're flaring your glove on your. But if you're a running back, when there's a pass play, like you have to look around. So is the response to that to even on a run play, just be scanning the defense every time?
Make
right?
everything look the same, right? And that's why they try to say make everything look the same, because the minute you don't, they kind of have a clue as to like, hey, this is a run or this is a pass. And people are like, oh, it's not that important. You're like, yeah, but all of a sudden now they're dropping a safety in the box. And all these run plays are becoming really hard because there's an extra element. And so we're either having to push everything or pull everything back. And it's like, who the fuck is giving this away? Like, this just not supposed to be the look.
Damn you, Frank.
Dude, I remember we would get up, and it's hard because in the moment, myself, I thought especially, like, I had the hardest job that day, right? Like, I had to play Aaron, but like Anthony was kind of tied with me on that. Goody was tied with me on that on several times. Like, if we would slide to the right, Goody was kind of tied with me and Aaron the whole time. So, but at some point, it's hard because it's like, they're beating us in chess, and at the same time I have a separate chess match going on over here, and I'm like, these are not the fucking looks that we're supposed to be having. What the fuck? And then all of a sudden you look up and there's 9-9 and you're like, god damn it. It's like, it's just not getting any easier, and it's extremely frustrating when they know what's going on. They don't necessarily know the play. They just know the ball's getting handed off. So let's bring this guy down here. And at the time it was Cortland Finnegan. And so, like, the minute he was involved into the box, shit got super crazy because he just talked a whole bunch of shit, and you were like, fuck, god damn it. So it was wild, man. We had a lot of fun in this. And plus, that stadium was so dingy and scary and dark. And, man, we had Reggie Bush tore his ACL on the sideline because he ran into concrete. Like, it was a mess there.
I remember
that place was wild. Yeah, that place was wild, dude.
So the lesson here is running backs. Scan the defense. The same
all
way,
the time,
every single. Don't be like
Frank. Don't scan.
Be like
right?
Yeah.
Don't scan. Don't scan.
Or you can't wear those face like the Emmitt Smith face shields anymore, right?
No, because if you get knocked out, they have to be able to see you.
see that you're cross-eyed, that you have X's over your eyes.
So that was my mic. Bringing back 9-9.
I love that. That was great, dude.
I am so about it. Let's go.
Man. Let's do some dumb football questions. I don't know. We'll do probably 10 minutes to wrap this, and then you and I will do a film breakdown for a different episode on the YouTube channel. XO6370 chimes in on the O-Line Committee YouTube channel. I heard Boone say he would do the ammonia capsule or the smelling salts or two before every game. How do you guys feel about the NFL's ban of? So here's what happened: the NFL
didn't ban it.
Smelling salts. They're no longer going to purchase smelling salts.
Yes.
So I've seen a couple players, I can't remember who said this, but some player put out like the receipt of 10,000. He's like, well, I just bought $10,000 worth of smelling salts for the boys this season.
You're going to need it.
But, what did you make of the NFL drawing a line on smelling salt budget?
When I heard that it was first banned, I was livid, just like Kittle. Like, I was like, this is some bullshit. And I'll be honest with you, I may have fucking thrown a hissy fit in the building. Like, this is some bullshit. We would have found ways around it. But for them not to provide it is such a stupid thing. And I don't know what it is. Is it because we all brought awareness to the fact that we're all doing smelling salts before we run on the field? Like, we don't have to talk about it anymore. I feel bad. I feel like us talking about it, and I'm not just saying like us on this show, but like, there's been a lot of shows recently that I've heard people talk about the ammonia salts that it's like, maybe we shouldn't have talked about it so much. Maybe we should have just kind of left it down where it was.
Here's a dumb question. Is it inherently bad for you? Is it?
I think they say it does kill a few brain cells, but the problem is it really, I mean.
You're okay. On the ratio of like, On the
I don't
scale
think
of
they
killing
have
a few
any
brain
to
cells,
afford to lose.
how about
You know what I'm saying?
playing football for 3
Well, that's
hours
the problem,
every
Mackie.
Sunday?
We're already losing a ton. So the minute we're like, let's kill a couple more, they're like, no, let's not, right? Like, we have a few left. Let's save those. But I can't tell you how amazing it is to crack one and just like you go crazy and you're like, I am ready for anything that comes down the pipe. I mean, every water break, guys are just hitting the shit out of them. There'd be guys that would tape them into the inside of their face mask at times because they needed it all the time. Like the fullbacks or the linebackers were crazy. I mean, I'm glad that they finally clarified, like, hey, listen, we're not going to provide them. You can still do them, which means rookies, get your asses out there and go find me some fucking smelling salts. But the best was, and I don't know if I've ever told anyone this, but every year in Frisco, when I was a rookie, they did this to us, and then we did it every year after. The first preseason game, they come in, and so like you're in a locker room, and there's a lot of guys. In a Candlestick, it was really tight, right? Like really fucking tight. And it's a shitty locker room. And so there's so many people and there's chaos everywhere. And everyone's kind of walking around like, hey, man, good luck today. Good luck today. And I remember one of the vets walked by and was like, hey, man, good luck today. And they sprayed this Gatorade bottle. And what they do is they put 40 of them, they crack them, they throw them in and they shake it up. And then they walk by your locker. And at the last possible second, when you least expect it, they hit you in the face with it. And it's just poof. It's like a puff of the most insane shit of your life.
Do you
I remember
mix them with like water and just one of those like squeeze?
No. You just want the air in there, right? And then when you squirt the bottle, the air goes right into their face. And so I got hit in the face, and I remember being like you're like gagging. It's like insane. It's a terrible prank. It's funny when you're on the opposite end because you're kind of like, welcome to the NFL, bitch. But I remember when they hit me with it, I was like, oh my God. But it is the greatest thing that will bring you back from anything. Like you could be completely out of it, been there where you just, whoa, what is going on? And they're like, calm down, everybody calm down, everybody calm down. He's okay. You're good, right? You're good. You're like, I'm okay. I'm not okay. They're like, smell it. You're good. You're fine. Dude, the greatest thing. We need to get some for the show, the live show. That's what we should do.
Did Jason? Was it you or Jay? One of you guys sent a photo. I'll do if you guys bring some smelling salts to the.
Can you get some? Don't talk about it. I'll put some in the Gatorade bottle. We'll do it to Jay. Live show. Do you want to do it?
Yes, 100%.
It's fucking hilarious. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. The only reason I think it's funny is because they did it to me, and so I am able to be like, I know it can't be anything worse than like a little bit of a gag, but after that, you're like,
is there any chance? Okay, as a smelling salts noob, I will commit if we get smelling salts out to the. By the way, Monday, August 25th.
Can't wait.
O-line committee at the State Fair on the Score North podcast stage, and we're going to start at 2:00. You guys are going to jump in on O-line on Purple Daily a little earlier, but I will have my first smelling salt experience. My dumb question is there any chance I would be like incapacitated for a chunk of O-line committee? Can I overdose on smelling salts?
No, dude. It's a wild rush. It just like stings the brain a little bit, but after that you're ready to go. But what we'll do is we'll tell Jay, we'll be like, hey, yeah, we're all going to take a little hit of one, but then I'll have the Gatorade bottle. We'll just oh yeah. And the best was we'd always label it with an X. There'd always be a black X on that one. So you'd be like, don't open it, don't drink, don't touch it.
Hide it from the rookies.
The minute the game's over, throw that bottle away. Dude, it was vicious. It was terrible. Guys would just walk around and shake it. Fucking.
We got a commitment. Let me do one more here.
Don't tell
I think it's Rydian Mason, 2507, YouTube. How do joint practices actually work? Do the head coaches work out a practice schedule between the two teams? Is it like a slow speed game? How do you go about not giving away too much to a rival team you might see later in the year? How do joint practices work?
Well, number one, you're not really doing joint practices against anybody you know you're going to see, right? If you're in the preseason with them, you're probably not going to see them during the regular season. You might see them in the playoffs later, but that's not really a big deal. It's the same as when the fans are there. It's, we're going to go out and be super basic, or, hey, I remember when we went to Cincinnati when I was here, and there was like, hey, the emphasis this week is to, get the run game started and get the play action going, right? And so it was like, okay, let's go out here and get the run game going and get the play action going, and we're going to run a bunch of stuff. We wouldn't show them our route concepts. We wouldn't show them our pro on third down. We wouldn't go into like our serious stuff. We would just stick to basics, stutter, duo, outside zone, and then, hey, we're going to do a couple pass plays off of those 3 concepts. And then after that, we're shutting it down. The problem becomes when you get all your boys in the club, and then a rival team comes into the same club, right? And then you have fans there that are watching all this shit, and somebody gets pushed a little bit late, and it's like, your boys are like, are you going to take that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Are we going to, hey, are you going to take that? You're like,
It's like grandstanding, right?
Yeah, oh, you don't wanna... it's hard. I'm not even kidding you. Maybe I know this because before they let the fans come in, back in 2009 and 10, we went to where was that? In California, wine country, Napa. We go to Napa to practice with the Raiders, right? And this is before anybody was ever allowed to come to those practices. And it was the same exact thing. And it was us versus the Raiders, and the Raiders like would push us late, and guys would be like, you gonna fucking take that? Give a fuck who they are. You better go over there and knock a bitch out. And you'd be like, coach told me not to fight. And you'd be like, I don't give a fuck. Get over there and start that fight. And it was crazy because the same shit would happen. And the minute you throw fans on top of it, it gets 10 times worse because you're like, well, now everyone saw you get punked.
It's pride.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's so hard. And so I'm hoping to go to practice tomorrow with Bear. I'm sad because
Vikings, Patriots, dude. Let's go.
Thursday's going to be the one where they fight because Wednesday's the one where it all builds up, right? Like everyone's kind of pushing. Braves going to be like, enough. KOC's going to be like, enough. And then you go into those meetings that night. I know we talked about this on this show. You go into those meetings, right? This kind of happened a little bit when we were in Cincinnati. It was hard because it was so hot there that nobody wanted to really fight. But like you'd be watching the film and then your coach would watch you get pushed by somebody late and he'd be like, this is what we are now? This is what we do? This is the shit we take? You'd be like, coach, you told me not to do anything. You'd be like, yeah, but this is different. We gonna fucking take this? The fuck happened to us? And you'd be like, all right, fine. It's fucking on then, right? Like instantly fights are happening. Because the next day that team thinks like, oh, I just push them a little late, and they push you late and boom, and all of a sudden your boys are jumping in. Dude, you know for a fact you've seen the Rams, Dallas, every preseason in Frisco, Texas, or Frisco, fucking California, where they just go fucking at it wherever they are. They're just melee. You see dudes running across the field. It's the same fucking thing. It's always so hard because you can't be pushed late. But yes, it's tried to be a controlled setting. They're trying really hard to be like, hey, let's go do one-on-ones over here with this group. Let's go do one-on-ones over here with this group. We'll come together in team. I think the best and the most realistic thing that they do is 2-minute drill because 2-minute can't really be scripted, right? 2 minutes based on who catches the ball, where it's positioned. That's where you're going to find the most competition that isn't the coaches going, hey, just so you know, it's 1st and 10. We're just going to run stutter. Okay. Like we're not running anything other than stutter and counter. You get into 2-minute, it could be anything, right? The ball's on the left hash. We're going to run this over here. The ball's on the right hash. We're going to run this over. They just don't know. And that's where you find some of the most competition, but at the same time, the least amount of fighting because that's where the tempo is just moving fast constantly. The problem becomes whoever wins 2-minute ends up talking shit to whoever lost 2-minute. Yeah. And then all of a sudden 2-minute ends up being like, oh yeah, watch our second group fucking destroy your group. And then all of a sudden you're like, you guys better not fucking fail me. Like, dude, it's so fun.
Yeah. I think if you were to rank at this point, maybe this would have been different like 20 years ago. You got the 3 preseason games, and then every team does at least one joint practice for the most part. It feels like, and some teams even schedule 2 of them. But if you're ranking like how valuable are those things, so 3 preseason games, and then we'll count the joint practice as like another entity. How valuable are those 4 things ranked for evaluation, for simulating, like whatever you need to? The joint practice, I mean, dude, Caleb Williams didn't play in the Bears' first preseason game, and people criticized, and Ben Johnson was like, he just got 70 live reps over 2 days against the Bengals in every situation we wanted to put him in. 2 minutes between the 20s, third downs.
I agree with that. I do. The problem is it's not live in practice like that. Like 2 minutes is close to live as you're going to get, but you still know the rules. You're not allowed to touch my quarterback. You can physically like put a finger on him, but you're not allowed to take him any farther than that. And that's what everyone's criticizing. And I will too. Football is really the hardest game in the world, right? Because like while you're training to be the best at it, you can never fully train until you're You're on the fucking field and it's Sunday. Like, you just can't compare to the feeling of being live. Like, even as an offensive lineman, when we were in joint practices, it was like, yeah, this guy could probably fillet me, but he's not going to do anything, right? He's not going to touch the guy behind me.
In basketball, you can shoot wide open threes. You can have guys running at you. In baseball, you can you're facing guys throwing 95 in baseball. Yeah, the only time in the NFL that a left guard faces a full charging actual twist
is on Sunday.
Is week 1 on Sunday, or kind of in the preseason. But yeah,
that's why everyone's criticizing it, and I would too. Like, it's different, and there's something to be said about being live. Like, the minute that they blow that fucking whistle on game day, everything in your mind goes fucking wild, and it's like, hey man, I got to really protect this dude, right? Like, I can't fuck around anymore. No one's going to just touch him and be like, oh, I got him, right? Like, they're going to try and fucking pull him apart. And at the same time, the quarterbacks are thinking that. They can't just touch me and be like, oh, they got me. They're going to try and rip me to fucking shreds. And that's when the mindset changes. And that's when people grow. And that's why I kind of have a fucking conniption about losing all these preseason games. Number one, you hurt the young guys, right? Like, that was their game. That's how they were going to make a name for themselves. And now these dudes have nothing. Like, they really have not a lot of time and not a lot to show. And if they fuck up at all, it's almost like they're like, get rid of them. But at some point, it was great for the starters, because it was like, let's see where we truly are, right? Like, let's throw them out there. Let's put them in a game. Let's throw it on TV. Let's see what they fucking do then, right? And that's when it was like, dude, even in the preseason, I remember young in the preseason being like, holy shit, this is a fucking war, right? Like, now I feel like it's kind of fucking, they'll play 6 plays and we'll pull them out. Before, it was like, you're going. You're going to fuck. I remember, dude, we were early on game 3. You play 3 quarters. You'd go all the way through that sumbitch. And it was like, yep, you need to get ready. You need to know what it's going to be like for the wind. You need to know what it's going to be like running up and down the field. You need to wake up the next day and feel that shit. Because Coach Harbaugh used to say, and you can ding me for it, because here it is. Here's my minute. He'd always be like, you got to callous that shit over. And I agreed with him. We're 100%. Like, you got to push that shit to E and go a little bit further. That's why it was so fun. But now all of a sudden everybody's like, well, we'll just do a walkthrough, but we'll be fine on Sunday. It's like, it doesn't work like that. Oh,
yeah. I'd be curious to see if a team decided to zig. You can only do so much in the practices, because like the NFLPA, the CBA only allows you so many like padded practice, et cetera. But like, will a team ever go back to saying, you know what? Well, all of you sit your starting players, and we're going to do the old school thing from 15, 20 years ago. Starters play the first quarter in the first game. They play the first half in the second game, and they play three quarters as a dress rehearsal in the third game. Yeah. And let's rock and roll and see if you're ahead. If you get a September advantage by being ahead.
I'll bet you they do.
Injury risk, of course.
I think the problem's going to become, as they move on, what are they going to do with OTAs? Because I think the owners are starting to get mad at paying these guys a ton of fucking money to come in and do walkthroughs. Like, they're like, this is just not. Because the NFLPA is like, we can't let you do anything. You can't touch each other. The minute you do, we're going to come in and yell at everybody. We're going to take draft picks. We're going to fine you. Teams are like, we're literally paying this guy $500,000 to sit in this room and watch this film. Is that what we're paying these guys to do now? It's almost like they're like, get rid of them. If they don't want to fucking practice and they don't want to be here working, because when I was in the league, fucking OTAs were insane. Like, they were like, you better be ready to get fist fucked all day. Justin Smith was over there with a helmet on and nothing else, like no shirt. You know how hard it is to pass block people when they don't have fucking shirts? I don't think you do. But let me tell you something. It's not fucking easy. And the minute you're doing it against all pro players, and then you got Aldon Smith over there, and you were like, what the fuck is going? I don't have pads on. And they'd be like, you know what? They want to go hard? Fuck them. Let's go duo. You'd be like, I don't have pads on. Why are we doing this?
By the way, I saw Myles Garrett did his press conference yesterday at the podium with no shirt.
Oh.
I mean, dude, like, he's a machine. He is.
I told you, they're machines.
260. What is he? 250.
I know,
a 0.5% body fat or something.
Yeah.
Runs a 40. Just
can get to you in 3 steps. I mean, no big deal.
Dude.
Football.
All right, those are your dumb football questions.
Here we go.
The O-line committee. He's the Rhino Alex Boone. We got to wrap this. Jeremiah will be back from his mountainous excursion.
I thought today was great. I mean, seriously.
It was fun.
We find Jay.
By the way, your Frank Gore story, that's like one of the 5 best stories I've never heard that story before.
Dude.
The giving away the runs and the passes.
Oh man, that was not a good. I mean, thank God we won. That would have been bad had we not. Everyone was blaming me too. What a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Terrible.
We're gonna do on-air production meeting. You got some time for a little Shadur Sanders film breakdown for me?
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. This is a wrap on the O-line committee. Click that like button, the subscribe button on the YouTube channel. 5-star rating, positive review on the audio side. And we'll see you next time.